whispered, hugging him. But the joy didn't last long. Artyom looked at the book, and his heart squeezed. On the last page there was a new inscription: "The light has protected you today, but the darkness will return." He realized that this was only the beginning. After the light dispelled the darkness, the house was filled with silence. Artyom and Grandma sat on the floor, unable to move. Their hearts were mixed with relief and anxiety. But Artyom could not take his eyes off the book. The last words on its pages, as if scorched by fire, gave him no rest. "The darkness will return." "Grandma, what does that mean?" he asked, pointing to the inscription. "Why will they come again?" The old woman rose slowly, her hand still trembling. "Artyom, you have awakened something ancient. These creatures are not just spirits. They are connected to this place, to the forest. They can't be destroyed, only driven away for a while. But how can we prepare?" Artyom felt that time was short. Grandmother went to an old chest in the corner of the room. She opened it, pulling out a shabby bundle. Unfolding the cloth, she showed Artyom an ancient amulet, a circle of ebony with carved symbols similar to those in the book. "This is a guardian. It protects the house, but only if its power hasn't run out." She looked at the amulet, then at Artyom. "But to activate it, a sacrifice must be made." "What kind of sacrifice?" Artyom frowned, feeling cold fear clutching his heart. "The forest requires a soul." The grandmother lowered her head. "That's why we never break the rules. Those who look up to them pay the price of their lives to protect the others." Artyom fell silent. His thoughts were getting confused. He remembered how he had looked at the shadows the first time, and how things were different now. "So now they want me?" he asked quietly. Grandmother nodded, her eyes filling with tears. "Yes, but as long as you're here, protected by the house, they can't take you away." "And if I leave?" Artyom looked up. "No," answered the grandmother sharply. "That's not the way out. We must find another way." But there was no other way. Night. As the sun began to set, Artyom felt the tension in the house increase. The shadows in the corners became deeper, and the wind outside the windows howled as if something evil was whispering his name. Grandmother prepared the house for the night. She lit candles, placed the amulet in the center of the table, and drew protective circles with chalk around the doors and windows. "It won't keep them away for long," she said, looking at Artyom, "but it will give us time." The night was long. The silence outside the windows seemed ominous, but at some point Artyom heard a familiar sound, a rustle, as if someone were scraping on the glass. "They're here," whispered his grandmother, hugging the icon. Artyom went to the window, trying not to look outside, but the